Adora was 20 years old when she met James. She was big even then, with a round face, soft arms, and a smile that could melt stone. People called her fat, but she didn't care. She knew her worth. James was 22, tall, handsome, and very smart. But life had dealt him a bad hand. He had finished school but couldn't find work anywhere. Every company rejected him. Every interview ended with, "We'll call you," and the call never came. He lived in a tiny room in Mushin that smelled like old wood and leaking pipes. The room was so small you could barely turn around. When Adaora first visited, her heart broke. "James, you live here?" He looked down, ashamed. "This is all I can afford." But Adaora didn't run away like other girls would. Instead, she smiled. "It's okay. One day you will live in a better place. I believe in you." Those words changed everything for James. They got married with nothing. No big wedding, no reception, just a small ceremony with a few family members. Adora wore a borrowed dress. James wore his only good shirt. They moved into that same small room together. The zinc roof had holes everywhere. When rain fell at night, they would wake up and put bowls on the floor to catch the water. Sometimes the water still touched their bed, and they would sleep wet. Their wardrobe was a broken wooden box. Their kitchen was one small stove. When the gas finished, Adora would go outside and make fire with wood to cook. The smoke would fill her eyes with tears, but she never stopped. Every morning before the sun came up, Adora was already awake. She would fry akara and puff-puff by the roadside, selling to people going to work. "Hot akara! Sweet puff-puff!" she would call out, her voice loud and cheerful, even though her body was tired. She would stand there for hours under the hot sun, sweat pouring down her face. The oil would burn her fingers. The smoke would choke her. But she kept going because her husband needed her. When she came home in the evening, she would count the money she made and give everything to James. "Take this. Use it to print more CV. Buy newspapers. Keep trying. Your time is coming." James would collect the money, feeling ashamed but grateful. "Adora, thank you. I don't know what I would do without you." She would touch his face. "You don't have to thank me. We are one. Your success is my success." Years passed like this. 5 hard years of struggling, suffering, and believing. Then one day, everything changed. Adaora's friend Chioma came running to her one afternoon, breathing hard. "Adaora, stop selling. Come quickly." "What happened?" Adaora asked, worried. "There's a company looking for workers today. My brother works there. Interview is this afternoon. Tell James to go now." Adora didn't waste 1 second. She left everything and ran home. When she got there, James was lying on the bed, staring at the ceiling with empty eyes. "James, get up. Wear your best clothes. There's an interview today." James sighed. "Adora, I'm tired. I've gone for so many interviews. They never pick me." But Adora pulled him up. "Listen to me. You are going for this interview. I didn't suffer all these years for you to give up now. Get up." Her voice was strong. Her eyes were burning with fire. James knew he had to obey. He went for the interview. 2 weeks later, a letter came. James got the job. Adora screamed so loud the neighbors thought something terrible happened. She fell on the floor, rolling and crying and thanking God. "Jesus, you have done it. My husband has work. Thank you, Father." Even James cried like a baby. After so many years of rejection, finally, someone said yes. From that day, their life started changing slowly. James worked very hard. He was smart and dedicated. His bosses noticed him quickly. Within 5 years, he moved from a small worker to a manager earning big money. They moved out of the leaking room into a real flat with 2 bedrooms. The children, Precious and Junior, now went to good schools. There was always food in the house. Adora even got a small car. Life was sweet. James bought her jewelry, bags, and beautiful clothes. For the first time in their marriage, Adora could rest. But then something ugly started happening. James began looking at his wife differently. His friends at work had slim wives who wore makeup and tight dresses. They looked like magazine models. Adora was still big. Her arms were thick. Her stomach was round. She didn't wear makeup or high heels. She was just simple, normal Adora. And James started feeling ashamed of her. At first, the insults were small. Adaora, you're getting too fat. Try to lose weight small. Why are you always sweating? Can't you control it? Then the insults became worse. One Sunday morning, Adaora wore a new dress she sewed for church. She was so happy with it. She stood in front of James and smiled. Darling, how do I look? James looked at her and hissed. You look like a bag of rice somebody tied with rope. Why do you keep wasting money on clothes instead of going to the gym? Adaora's smile died immediately. Her heart broke into pieces. She walked slowly to the bedroom and sat on the bed, tears running down her face. She remembered all the years she suffered for this man, the years she went hungry so he could eat, the years she sold a kara under the sun so he could look for work. Now he was calling her ugly. That night when James was sleeping, Adaora cried silently, her face turned to the wall. God, why? I built this man from nothing. I gave him everything. Now he hates me because of my body. Please help me. Don't let my marriage die. But things only got worse. James started coming home late. His clothes smelled like strange perfume. He stopped touching Adaora. He stopped talking to her unless it was to insult her. One evening, little Precious asked her mother, Mommy, why is Daddy always angry with you? Adaora hugged her daughter and forced a smile. Don't worry, my baby. Daddy is just stressed from work. But deep inside, Adaora knew the truth. Her husband had found another woman, and that woman's name was Blessing. Blessing was everything Adaora was not. Slim, tall, beautiful. She wore tight clothes and expensive perfume. She knew how to talk sweet and smile like a snake. She didn't care that James was married. She only cared about his money. Whenever James visited her, Blessing would touch his chest and whisper, Baby, why are you still keeping that fat woman? She doesn't match you. You're a big man now. You need someone like me. James would laugh. Don't worry. I'll send her away soon. Just give me time. Blessing would smile. Don't take too long. I don't like sharing. Back home, Adaora suffered in silence. She cooked James's favorite meals, but he wouldn't eat. She tried to look nice for him, but he wouldn't even look at her. One night, she gathered courage and asked, James, are you seeing another woman? James's face twisted with anger. Are you mad? Look at yourself, fat, ugly, always sweating. Do you think I'm proud of you? You should be grateful I still let you stay in my house. Adaora broke down crying. James, I suffered for you. I built you. I believed in you when nobody else did. How can you treat me like this? But James just picked his car keys and walked out, leaving her crying on the floor. The children heard everything. They came out and hugged their mother, crying with her. Mommy, don't cry. We love you. But Adaora couldn't stop. The man she gave everything to had thrown her love back in her face, and the pain was too much to bear. Adaora couldn't take it anymore. Every night James came home late, smelling like another woman's perfume. Every day he looked at her with disgust. Every word from his mouth was an insult. She had tried to be quiet. She had tried to pray it away, but the pain was eating her alive. One morning after another sleepless night, Adaora made a decision. She would go and see James's elder brother, Tunde. Maybe he could talk sense into James. Maybe he could remind him of who he used to be. She dressed up and took a bus to Tunde's house in Ikea. When she knocked on the door, Tunde opened it and saw her swollen eyes immediately. Adaora, what's wrong? She couldn't even speak before the tears started. She fell on her knees right there at the door. Brother Tunde, please help me. James doesn't love me anymore. He insults me every day. He calls me fat and ugly. He has another woman. Please, I'm begging you, talk to him before my marriage dies completely. Tunde quickly pulled her up and brought her inside. Stop crying, my sister. Sit down. Let me get you water. After she calmed down a little, Adaora told him everything. How James changed when he got money. How he started mocking her body. How he stayed out late with another woman. How he threatened to throw her out. Tunde listened, his face getting darker with anger. When she finished, he shook his head sadly. Adaora, I know what you did for my brother. When he had nothing, you were there. You fed him. You encouraged him. You built him up. Don't worry. I will go and talk to him tomorrow. This nonsense must stop. Adaora wiped her tears. Thank you, brother. I don't want to lose my husband. I just want him to remember who we were. The next day, Tunde went straight to James's office without calling. He wanted to catch him off guard. When the secretary told James his brother was there, James smiled and stood up. "Brother Tunde." What a surprise. "Come in." But Tunde didn't smile back. He walked in and closed the door hard. "Sit down, James." James frowned. "Brother, what's wrong?" "You are what's wrong." Tunde's voice was cold and angry. "Have you forgotten where you're coming from? Have you forgotten who stood by you when you had nothing?" James shifted in his seat. "Brother, I don't understand." "Shut up!" Tunde's voice made James jump. "Your wife came to my house yesterday crying like a widow. You're insulting her, cheating on her, calling her ugly. The same woman who sold Akara to feed you. The same woman who believed in you when nobody else did." James looked down, ashamed but still proud. "Brother, you don't understand. She's too fat. My colleagues laugh at me. She doesn't fit my status anymore." Tunde stared at his brother like he was seeing a stranger. "Status? So now you have status and you've forgotten who gave it to you? Listen to me, James. If you continue this foolishness, you will lose everything that matters. Mark my words." He stood up and walked out without another word, slamming the door behind him. James sat there sweating, but instead of feeling sorry, he felt angry. Angry at Adora for reporting him, angry at his brother for shouting at him. That evening when he got home, James was breathing fire. "Adora!" She came out from the kitchen quickly, wiping her hands. "Yes, James? So you went to report me to my brother? You want to disgrace me? You want to make me look like a fool?" Adora's heart started beating fast. "James, I only wanted him to talk to you. Please, I didn't mean..." Slap! The sound echoed through the house. Adora fell to the ground, holding her face in shock. The children screamed, "Daddy, no!" "Stop!" But James wasn't done. He grabbed Adora by her arm and started dragging her toward the door. "Get out of my house! You fat, useless woman! Get out!" "James, please!" "Not in front of the children. Please!" He didn't listen. He pushed her outside and threw her small bag after her. The children ran out crying, trying to hold their mother. "Mommy! Mommy! Don't go!" Adora knelt down and hugged them tight, tears pouring down her face like rain. "My babies, I love you. Don't cry. Mommy will be fine. I promise I'll come back for you." James shouted from inside, "Children, come in now." Precious and Junior didn't want to let go, but James pulled them inside and locked the door. Adora stood outside in the dark, crying and shaking. She had nowhere to go. No money, nothing. Just the pain in her heart and the clothes on her body. She walked for a long time until she reached her friend Amaka's house. When Amaka opened the door and saw Adora's swollen face, she gasped, "Jesus Christ!" "Adora, what happened?" "He beat me. He threw me out." Adora's voice was dead, empty. Amaka pulled her inside quickly and hugged her tight. "It's okay. You're safe now. Stay here as long as you need. That man is a fool." That night, Adora cried until she had no more tears left. Her body shook. Her heart felt like it had been ripped out of her chest. The man she built had destroyed her. James didn't waste time. The very next week, he brought Blessing into the house. Blessing walked in like she owned the place, carrying her bags and smiling wickedly. She sat on Adora's chair. She cooked in Adora's kitchen. She slept in Adora's bed. When the children came home from school and saw her, Precious frowned. "Who are you?" Blessing smiled sweetly, but her eyes were cold. "I'm your daddy's new woman. You can call me Auntie Blessing." Junior started crying. "You're not our mother. We want our mother." James raised his voice. "Stop that noise. She's staying here now. You will respect her." The children ran to their room and locked the door, crying for their mother. Blessing laughed and rested her head on James's shoulder. "Don't worry, baby. They'll get used to me soon. That fat woman is gone for good." James nodded, but deep inside something felt wrong. The house felt empty, cold, like all the love had been sucked out of it. But pride wouldn't let him admit it. Meanwhile, at Amaka's house, Adora was trying to survive. She cried every day, but Amaka kept encouraging her. "Adora, listen to me. You are strong. You've been through worse. You will rise again." A few days later, Amaka came home with good news. My company is looking for a secretary. I told my boss about you. He wants to meet you tomorrow. Adora's eyes widened. Me? But I haven't worked in an office before. You're smart, Adora. You can do this. Trust me. The next day, Adora went for the interview. Her hands were shaking, but she answered every question with confidence. The manager smiled. You're hired. Can you start next week? Adora almost cried with joy. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. When she got back, she hugged Amaka so tight. Thank you, my sister. God will bless you. For the first time since James threw her out, Adora felt hope again. Back at James's house, things were falling apart. Blessing was nothing like she pretended to be. She spent money recklessly. She shouted at James over everything. She demanded cars, jewelry, expensive trips. James, I'm tired of this boring house. Take me to Dubai. Blessing, I just took you shopping last week. So? Other men take their women on trips. Are you broke? James was shocked. No woman had ever spoken to him like this, not even when he was poor. Adora never demanded anything. She only gave. At night, lying beside Blessing, James would stare at the ceiling and think of Adora, her gentle voice, her warm smile, the way she used to bring him food and say, Eat, my love. You need strength. He sighed deeply. What have I done? One Friday evening, James decided to come home early to surprise Blessing, maybe take her out for dinner, try to fix things. But when he opened the door, he heard voices, laughter, a man's voice. His heart stopped. He walked slowly to the living room and froze. Blessing was on the couch with another man, drinking wine and laughing. Her hand was on the man's chest. Blessing! She turned, surprised but not scared. Oh, you're home early. James's whole body shook with rage. Who is this man in my house? The man stood up nervously. Guy, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. What are you doing with my woman in my house? Blessing laughed. Actually laughed. Your woman? Please, James. You threw out your real woman and ran to me. Now you're shocked that I'm doing the same thing to you. Her words hit him like thunder. James stood there speechless, his chest tight. Blessing stood up and walked past him. You're not special, James. You're just another man with money, and when the money stops being interesting, so do you. She picked up her bag and walked out with the other man, leaving James standing there like a fool. That night, James got drunk, very drunk. He got in his car and started driving with no destination. Rain was pouring hard outside, hitting the windscreen like stones. The road was slippery and dangerous. His mind was spinning with regret. Adora's face kept appearing in his head, her tears, her pain, her love. What have I done? He whispered, tears running down his cheeks as he gripped the steering wheel. He pressed harder on the gas pedal. Faster, faster. Then suddenly, bright lights, a loud horn, a truck. James tried to swerve, but it was too late. Crash, metal tearing, glass shattering, then darkness, complete darkness. The sound of beeping machines woke James up. His head felt heavy like someone had hit it with a hammer. His whole body was in pain. He tried to move his legs but couldn't feel them. Panic shot through his chest. My legs! Where are my legs? James! Thank God you're awake. He turned his head slowly and saw his brother Tundi sitting beside the hospital bed, his eyes red and tired. Brother, what happened? Where am I? You had an accident, Tundi said softly. A bad one. You've been unconscious for 2 days. The doctors said it's a miracle you're even alive. James tried to sit up, but pain exploded through his body. He fell back down, breathing hard. My legs. I can't feel my legs. Tundi's face became sad. He held his brother's hand. James, your legs were badly injured in the crash. The doctors did everything they could. They said with time and therapy, you'll walk again. But for now, you'll need a wheelchair. The words hit James like a bullet. A wheelchair? No, this can't be happening. Tears started rolling down his face. The proud man who once mocked his wife's body was now broken and helpless. Where's Blessing? James asked suddenly. Did she come? Does she know I'm here? Tona's jaw tightened. She knows. I called her the day after your accident. She said she was busy. James closed his eyes as fresh tears came. Even in his pain, the woman he left his wife for couldn't be bothered to visit him. 3 weeks passed. James stayed in the hospital learning to use the wheelchair. Every day was torture, physical pain mixed with emotional pain. Nurses had to help him bathe, help him eat, help him do everything. Finally, the day came for him to go home. Tun came to pick him up, helping him into the car carefully. The ride home was quiet. James stared out the window, watching people walk freely on the streets. Children running, men jogging, all things he couldn't do anymore. When they reached the house, Tundi helped him out and into the wheelchair. James looked at his own house and felt like a stranger. "Blessing," Tunda called out. "We're home." Blessing came out slowly from the bedroom, looking annoyed. She was dressed up like she was about to go somewhere. When she saw James in the wheelchair, her face showed no sympathy. "Oh, you're back." That was all she said. "No, how are you feeling?" "No, I'm glad you're alive." Just 3 cold words. Tunda stared at her in disbelief. "Is that all you have to say?" Blessing shrugged. "What else should I say? Welcome home?" "He needs care." Tunda's voice rose. "Someone to give him his medication, help him move around, cook for him." Blessing laughed, actually laughed. "And you're telling me this why?" "Do I look like his wife?" "You're the woman living in his house," Tun shouted. "A house I didn't ask to be in." Blessing folded her arms. "Listen, I came here for the good life. Money, cars, trips. Not to be a caregiver for a man who can't even walk. If you love your brother so much, you take care of him. Or better yet, call that fat ex-wife of his. I'm sure she's still stupid enough to come running back." James sat in his wheelchair, silent tears running down his face. This was the woman he destroyed his marriage for. Tony looked at his brother with pity, then back at Blessing with disgust. "You are a wicked woman, and you're wasting my time." Blessing walked back to the bedroom. Tundi stayed with James that evening, helping him settle in. Before he left, he said, "I'll try to find someone to help you. But James, you need to understand something. You threw away gold and picked up trash. Now the trash is showing you its true color." After Tunde left, James sat alone in his wheelchair, staring at nothing. The house felt empty, dead, like all the life had been sucked out of it. "Blessing," he called out weakly. "Please, I'm hungry. Can you help me make something small?" No answer. He called again, louder. "Blessing, please." She came out angry. "What is it?" "I need food so I can take my medication." "Please." Blessing rolled her eyes. "James, how many times will I tell you? I'm not your maid. I'm not your wife. You better call someone to do these things, because I won't." "Blessing, please, just this once." She cut him off. "Actually, I need to tell you something. I need money. I want to fix my hair and buy some new clothes." James swallowed hard. "Blessing, I don't have money right now. The accident cost everything I had. My savings are almost gone." Blessing stared at him for a long moment, then smiled coldly. "Then there's no reason for me to be here anymore, is there?" James's heart dropped. "What do you mean?" "I mean, if you can't take care of me, what's the point?" She turned and walked to the bedroom. James could hear her packing. "Blessing, don't do this. I need you, please." She came out with a big bag, fully packed. She didn't even look at him as she headed for the door. "Blessing," James reached out desperately. "Don't leave me like this." She stopped at the door and turned around one last time. "You should have thought about that before you threw away the only woman who truly loved you. Goodbye, James." The door slammed shut. James sat there in his wheelchair, staring at the closed door. The silence was deafening. He was completely alone. That night, he cried harder than he had ever cried in his life. 2 days later, Tunda came back. When he walked in and didn't see Blessing, he already knew. "She left, didn't she?" James nodded, unable to speak. His eyes were red and swollen from crying. Tunda sighed and sat down. "I'm sorry, brother. But honestly, you're better off without her." "I destroyed my life," James whispered. "I had everything. A good wife, beautiful children, a happy home, and I threw it all away because of pride and foolishness." "Yes, you did." Tunde didn't sugarcoat it. "But the question now is, what are you going to do about it?" James looked up at his brother with desperate eyes. "Brother, please, take me to Adara. I need to see her. I need to beg her for forgiveness. Even if she refuses to come back, I just need her to know I'm sorry." I can't live with this guilt anymore. Tunde studied his brother's face. For the first time in years, he saw genuine remorse. It won't be easy. You hurt her deeply. I know, but I have to try. Please. Tunde nodded slowly. Let me go talk to her first. I'll see if she's willing to see you. The next day, Tunde went to Adaora's workplace. When she saw him, she was surprised. Brother Tunde, is everything okay? They sat outside on a bench. Tunde told her everything. The accident, the wheelchair, Blessing leaving, James crying every night. Adaora's eyes filled with tears. A wheelchair? Oh God. He wants to see you, Adaora. He wants to apologize. He knows he destroyed everything. Adaora wiped her tears. Brother Tunde, you don't know how much that man hurt me. He called me ugly, fat, useless. He threw me out like garbage. My children cried for me every night. I know, Tunde said gently, and you have every right to refuse, but I also know your heart. You've always been a woman of forgiveness. Adaora looked down at her hands for a long time. Finally, she spoke. I forgave him a long time ago, not because he deserves it, but because I couldn't carry that anger anymore. It was killing me. So you'll see him? She nodded slowly. Yes, take me to him. That evening, Tunde drove Adaora to the house. When they walked in, James was sitting by the window in his wheelchair, staring outside at nothing. James, Tunde called softly, you have a visitor. James turned around slowly. When he saw Adaora standing there, his whole body froze. For a moment, neither of them spoke. They just stared at each other. Then James broke down. Adaora, you came. She walked closer, tears already falling. Yes, I came. James wheeled himself toward her, sobbing. Adaora, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was blind. I was foolish. I had a queen and I treated her like dirt. You gave me everything and I gave you pain. Please forgive me. I don't deserve it, but please. Adaora knelt down beside his wheelchair. James, I forgave you even before I came here. I forgave you because holding anger was destroying me too. James grabbed her hands and pressed them to his face, crying like a baby. I lost everything because I didn't value what I had. You were my blessing and I was too stupid to see it. Adaora touched his face gently, wiping his tears. What you need now is healing. Let's take things slowly. I'll help you get back on your feet. Not because I owe you anything, but because I still care. The children, James whispered. Do they hate me? They miss you, Adaora said softly. They'll come see you when you're stronger. Tunde, standing by the door, wiped his own eyes. He had never seen such powerful forgiveness. Weeks turned into months. Adaora kept her promise. She came after work every day, helping James with his therapy, cooking for him, giving him his medication, encouraging him when he wanted to give up. Come on, James. One more step. You can do it. James would cry from the pain, but he pushed through because every time he looked up, Adaora was there smiling at him. On weekends, Precious and Junior came to visit. The first time they saw their father in a wheelchair, they cried. But gradually, joy returned to the house. Laughter came back. Love started growing again. One afternoon, after months of hard work, James managed to stand with the help of a walking stick. Everyone clapped and cheered. See? Adaora said, her eyes shining with pride. I told you God still has plans for you. James looked at her with tears of gratitude. Adaora, you're the real blessing I never valued. You taught me what true love means. Thank you for not giving up on me, she smiled. And you taught me that forgiveness is stronger than revenge. As the sun set that evening, James sat outside with Adaora and whispered, I used to think love was about beauty and body shape, but now I know love is about the heart that stands by you when everyone else walks away. Adaora nodded, and I learned that forgiveness doesn't make you weak. It sets you free. They both smiled at each other as the golden sun disappeared behind the trees, carrying away all the pain of yesterday and leaving behind peace, hope, and a love that found its way home again. Moral of the story, pride destroys what love builds. Never forget the people who stood by you when you had nothing. True beauty is not in the body, but in the heart that loves you genuinely. And forgiveness heals deeper than revenge ever could. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful stories.